All right, peeps. Oh, I hate losing because it hurts me. It hurts all in here. I just can't get rid of the kind of pain that I go through when I lose. You know what I mean? I think about it every moment of the day. I just hate it. I just hate it. I just hate losing. You know, I don't. Losing and I have never been good friends, and we never will be good friends. Last night, it hurt a little bit more because I rushed everybody to open up Playmakers so we could say we watched an NBA Finals game at the spot, right? They were telling me, Michael, we could be done next week. I was like, there may not be any damn games next week. And you know, my foreman was like, Mike, you don't have faith in the Mavericks? I said, yeah, I have faith in the Mavericks. But, you know, I have faith in the Celtics too. And they've been playing great. You know, I told you guys, first game I gave it to Jaylen Brown. Second game I gave it to Jason Tatum. And I expected Dallas's two, Kyrie and Luka, to show up at home and beat those two. They did. They did. They scored one more point. Tatum scored 31. Jaylen Brown scored 30. Kyrie showed up with 35. 35. Luka put in 27. That's 62. So they put in one more point. And I talked all the time about playing down the stretch, down the stretch. Honestly, down the stretch right now, the Boston Celtics have been playing better. They've won every game. And as we got down the stretch, there were opportunities for the Dallas Mavericks. In every one of those games, they closed within 5. In the first game, they closed it back down last night. We had close games, but in the end, you couldn't pull it out because Boston pulled away. So I got to admit that I was wrong in talking about our two is better, better late in the game than Boston Celtics two. That haven't been the case. That hasn't been the case. But this has been the reason, right here, right now, I will give it to you. Why the Mavericks? I may not be able to compete. And I shudder to think about this thing coming off as a sweep. You know, you guys know I opened Playmakers and everything last night. And it went great. It was packed. Buddy, it was packed. And that was a blessing to see because I had done no advertising, no anything. We were not even supposed to be ready for a week, another week. I just told them to clean this damn place up right now. I'm going to watch me some finals in Playmakers and let's open these doors. I tweeted out, come watch the game with me. Everybody showed up. And that was great to see. It was great, good, and bad. Because it went both ways. It was great to see all the people, but boy, we had a mess in the kitchen. I don't think the people that worked at the previous spot that I retained to help in the kitchen or the chef that I brought in, I don't think they ever seen that many orders come in at one time. You know what I'm saying? And it was my first time, so it was crazy there. It was crazy. And it took a while to get the food out. Now, the good part is this. We can fix that. We can work that. Everybody I talked to, and it's the most important part out of all of it, they said the food was great. The food was great, you know. So now I got to learn, and I'm learning through this because I really pushed those people in Playmakers. I pushed them hard because we had the finals to try to get here. I wanted to open up game one. I pushed them. And I tried to push them in the kitchen. Same way I do on the football field, but it just doesn't work the same in the kitchen, you know, to get the food out and everything. But I got to give them credit. Like I said, the most important part was the food is good. I can work those things to get it out better. I'll work on that to get it out better. But when the Mavericks losing, and then the food coming a little late, even though it tastes great, that just made it a rough night. You know, I was already frustrated and flustered with the game. So then it makes me more of a crazy man when I'm saying, when I get to the kitchen, I had to woosah me, woosah, calm down, Michael, and figure it out. And I did, and we had a great time. We really did have a great time, but it would have been so much better had we won that game. It's just different when you win a game. Nobody would have said, oh, as I did the survey, say, how was the food? It was great. It took a little longer. See, nobody would have said that. That never would have come back in the survey, because if you're winning, people are happy. They don't mind. But when you're losing, everybody's focused on everything else. So now you're 5 minutes late. That took too long because we lost. But we do have a game 4. We do have a game 4. I'm hoping this is not a sweep. But I do believe, like anything else, as I said to you guys about Anthony Edwards, if you're going to reach all the way to the top, you're going to have to dig all the way down in the bottom, you know. And I told you how Kevin Edwards, how this would really help Edwards, how it's really going to help him become the Michael Jordan after he goes through the pain that he went through playing the Mavericks. I have to ditto this conversation for Luka. To get here in this spot and to get swept, Luka, this has to be that good medicine. That good medicine. That is back to your great pain producing your great promise. You want to be a champion, man, you got to receive this pain. You got to feel this pain. You can't ever forget about this pain. You don't want to let no one around you forget about this pain. And then you make sure you never feel this pain again. You go from a great pain to that great promise. I said it so eloquently when I was talking about not Kevin Edwards, Anthony Edwards. Kevin Edwards is this guy I played football with back in the day, with the Dallas Cowboys. He was the receiver that started. Why is he on my mind? Anthony Edwards is who I'm talking about. AE. You know, you want to be great. I said he had to go through that pain, and he went through the pain. But Luka, I gotta tell you the same thing. This may be just what you need to get over that hump, to feel this kind of pain, and to go back and then have it all season and to make sure it never happens again. Because you get this far and you come up short. A lot of people never even get back, you know. It was first time Mavericks had been there in 13 years. That's why I told them, y'all got to open this damn store. We're gonna watch a finals right in here. You got to open this up. I don't care that it wasn't ready, but we got to make it ready, because these things don't come around often. They don't come around often. It's been 13 years since we had one in basketball, 30 since we had one in football. So you got to take advantage of these moments. And when you lose them, the pain of them sticks with you forever. Forever. Luka, I'm going to need you to feel this pain. And I don't know if you can get better. I don't know what it will do. I don't know, because I think he's great right now. But you don't go through anything like this and it doesn't affect you. I tell you before, I told you before, and I tell you again, I'm still affected, still hurt. And I swear to you, and I'm mentioning it again this day, there's not a day that's gone by without me mentioning that 94 championship game, that Deion Sanders pass interference that did not get called. It's not a day goes by that I don't think about that great pain. So I want you guys to understand what it takes to ultimately become a champion. But now the reality is, what I've noticed now is as much as I talked about Kyrie and Luka, I'll take them over Jalen and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. As much as I talked about that, and I think in some sense I was right about how great Kyrie and Luka is, and we've always talked about how great Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown is. But what I was wrong about was the focal point that I placed this game in. This game, or this series, I should say, this series, the focal point is not coming down to those 4 stars. The focal point on why the Celtics are up 3 and the Mavericks are down with 0, Celtics are up 3-0 over the Mavericks, is this simple truth. I focus on the stars of the team, the big 2 on each team. But the reality is it's about the rest of that team. And when you start thinking about the experience that the rest of those teams have, Celtics have guys like David White, they got Drew Holiday, you got Al Horford. Those guys have been in some pretty big games and they've been around a long time. While on the other side, the Mavericks got P.J. Washington, Derrick Jones Jr., and Tim Hardaway Jr. People were complaining about Tim Hardaway Jr. not getting enough playing time. Stick him in the game. That's your shooter. Put him in the game. He played 19 minutes yesterday. Scored 0 points. 19 minutes at home. Scored 0 points. Usually the role players play better at home. 19 minutes and 0 points. Will not get it. Keyshawn Johnson, my dude, he texted me. He said, man, you okay? I said, yeah, what's up? Why you asking me that? You know, when he texts 77 plus 11 equals 88. So he was trying to let me know that he caught my stuff and he was throwing it back at me. 77 plus 11. Yeah. But I'm still believing, and I'm still holding out hope that maybe 77 and 11 can do the incredible, the impossible, and bring the Mavericks all the way back. I don't think it ever happened. I don't know if it ever will happen. Teams coming back 0-3 and winning in the finals. You know what I mean? But that's what the Mavericks have in front of them. That's the opportunity they have in front of them. But they gotta come out playing, because the Celtics, I know they smell this sweep and they smell that next title. And they're going to come out playing like a bunch of crazy dogs on Friday. And the Mavericks, you're going to have to withstand a storm in your own building that the Celtics will bring. How do you get people to say, oh yeah, that's one of the great teams right there, and they've had so many great teams in Boston. This team wants to measure up to that, and a sweep helps you in a great way. They will come out ready to play, and the Mavericks at home must absorb this blow, stay focused, and then try to deliver the blows of their own to at least save themselves from that broom.